So we have an update on the airport brawl from yesterday. We know that the CFL football guy, he was arrested and later released. But what of the airport employee? What happened to him? Well, he's been fired.
I feel bad because I did turn on TMZ last night, and it seems like most of the clips are taking it from him slapping the football player, but there's a little more context, which is the football player punched him a bunch of times before the slap. I think that was part of the contextual problem.
I don't know. I didn't really even notice who started it. I mean, these are just two dudes brawling.
Well, no, I get it's two dudes brawling, but if you start the tape from the airport employee walking up to the passenger and smacking him in the face, and then the guy does the right thing, the guy got smacked, he goes, "Did you see that?"
Right.
Then contextually, it seems like the guy just stepped out behind the counter and smacked a passenger in the face. Chris was showing us yesterday before that, I think. What was going on before it?
Well, a lot of it started from about 15 seconds in, Ben, where it just shows the guy walking up to him and just slapping the passenger, the United workers walking up and slapping the passenger first. But yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like it just starts somewhere in the middle, so there's really no proof of who started what. But it did seem like there was an edit on Twitter.
Just give the guy the upgrade.
What I'm saying is the guy threw 6 haymakers at the guy. I don't know who started it. I'm just saying from the tape we're watching, the guy who's the passenger threw 6 haymakers at the guy, and then the guy slapped him. If you're going to take it from there,
if you look at this,
confusing.
even in this video, like look at just the very first frame, it looks like the United worker gets a slap in there too.
Oh! It started as a slap fight.
Yeah, so it's hard. It's impossible, right? At least from what footage we have, to see who actually started it.
Right, but the editing is pretty selective.
Oh, the editing's totally selective.
It from there.
The video that's been shared around on Twitter and social media is totally selective editing.
Right.
United Airlines has some things to say about it. They say they do not tolerate violence of any kind at our airports or on board our planes, and we're working with local authorities to further investigate.
I would hire
matter.
this guy.
By the way, this is Spirit Airlines behavior.
For me. I know. This is not
This
United.
feels very frontier.
There's really nothing United about it.
No, they're divided airlines.
They're very divided.
Yeah.
Yes. I still say this guy's a very loyal employee. I feel like if the shit went down, I'd hide behind that guy.
Step in.
Yeah.
And
stands up for the brand.
He stands up for the brand. That's right. All right.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for these two. San Francisco Mayor London Breed will not march in the city's Pride Parade next month if participating police officers aren't allowed to wear their uniforms. So CNN reports that the event's board of directors decided on May 11th that off-duty police officers who march in the June 26th parade are not allowed to wear uniforms. Officers are apparently still allowed to participate, but they got to be a little incognito. They might be able to do like a department T-shirt. In response to the ban, the San Francisco Police Officers Pride Alliance, which includes police and fire department and sheriff's office, said on Monday that LGBTQ employees have decided not to march in order to take a stand against the discriminatory actions of the board and not letting them wear the uniforms. This isn't the first time this happened, by the way.
Are we still down with the defund and all the fucking demonization of cops, or did that just blow up in everyone's face?
They won't let the gay pride marchers, the gay police officers, wear their uniforms because it's offensive, triggering, blah, 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 blah.
Hey, listen, retards who live amongst us in our society, if cops trigger you, move to fucking Canada. I'm sorry. They're cops.
They won't let
They're
them march with
people.
their uniforms
Correct.
on?
Yes.
What?
And this isn't the first time. It happened in New York. It happened in Denver. It happened in Toronto. It happened in Vancouver.
Good. Listen, first things first. We have no idea what these handful of asswipes are getting us into. We have no fucking idea. It's just like shut the schools down for a year and a half. Fine. Things are okay. Check with me in a few years and see how things are going. Demonizing cops, it's getting cops to retire early. Who the fuck would want to sign up to be a cop these days? Would you want to be a cop in San Francisco or LA or Chicago or New York, it'd be like, fuck that. We are going to find such a scarcity of cops. And then it's going to be some weird self-selecting group where normal people go, fuck that. Whose wife is going to let them attempt to be a cop
voluntarily signing
now?
up?
Nobody. Then we're just going to get the fucking worst of the worst. Then we're going to have to lower our standards because we're going to go, well, this guy was dishonorably discharged from the Marines and he did try to stab his commanding officer. But we're just short on
He's willing.
Yeah.
the academy's half full. Like, we're going to have to start taking guys
Mall
with
cops.
priors and mall cops.
Blart.
And
Yeah.
we got a good Paul Blart. It's going to fuck our shit up. There's going to be more crime, more violence.
It's happening. They're
Yes.
telling people not to wear their expensive watches in broad daylight.
And all the people that you claim to care about are the ones who are going to get killed in greater numbers, which is already fucking happening all around the country, or at least in the big metropolitan cities. So good fucking luck. Just move the fuck on, everyone. Cops aren't the problem. Move the fuck on. Let them. And okay, then we'll live in a world where the cops just pull out, and then we'll see what goes on in said cities where there's not a police presence.
We did that when we were establishing territories in this country, and it was
Right.
pretty violent.
Yes, we need cops. Stop demonizing them.
Let them all dress like Serpico undercover.
Plus, well, let me make the counter argument. The greatest hero to the gay community, I mean, Harvey Milk,
Sure.
fine,
Big
and
deal.
many other notables, but the Village People's at the top
Come
of
on.
Mount Rushmore
And
for
who's
gay.
in the Village People?
A cop.
Yeah.
Bike cop.
Let's at least look. Can we compromise? Can they dress like the bike cop from the Village
If
People?
your shorts, you know, in religious schools, that your skirts have to be a certain length,
Yeah.
they've got to be a certain short.
Right.
yeah,
The
These
short-
shorts up.
Within 8 inches of the belt buckle.
Yeah, we can't have the collar all buttoned up.
No.
We got to have it
No,
down
it's
to
got
the
a tie.
navel.
It's got a
tied in
tie.
a knot.
Yeah.
Tied in a knot.
I love it.
I think the Village person cop wore pants, but they were like
jumpers?
Yeah, jumpers. They were like trooper.
I'm not
state
happy about
trooper,
this.
Like riding pants with the high boots.
Now we gotta say.
I wish they were jorts with knee-high boots.
thought they were shorts.
What's the difference between a jort and a shan? Shans.
Very similar. Oh, he's a cool guy.
Oh, dude,
White pants.
This guy looks like he looks like he's an extra in Police Academy.
He wants you as a new recruit.
He was the straight one of the Village People. Oh, yes. Well, that's what he says. I mean, maybe back in the 70s in his community.
There's no way to
They're a
know.
little fuzzy.
Yeah.
But he says he was the straight one.
Okay.
You
Sure.
can look it up. So I would like to heal, and I would suggest this is sort of the ambassador that could bring the gay and the straight together. Let the cops march. Here's the template. It's the bike cop.
That guy.
from Village People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can stay in your uniform. We're just going to unbutton it down to here, and we'll put some boots on.
Was the whole point, I'm looking at a picture of all the Village People, was the whole point to represent the most masculine men in all of their most masculine industries, but then sing YMCA? Because we have a cowboy, a construction worker, a cop, an Indian chief, a leather daddy, and a Marine, maybe?
The construction worker, I think comically he wore like a white hard hat, like he worked for the Bell Company. Like
Yeah.
I work construction. Nobody wore white. He worked like he was a cable guy or a Pacific
With a little
Bell guy.
lightning bolt on it.
The light.
So electrician.
Oh, he was an
Electrician.
electrician. He was an electrician.
Just on a wire.
I'd like to take a good look at the electrician from the Village People because there's a different set of tool belt. The tool belt is different for the
Oh,
electrician.
you want to see if it was a
I
period?
want to know if he was certified.
Yeah, if he is
or
that-
bonded.
Yeah, exactly.
I never saw the guy's license number.
No.
Yeah. He has a
I
tape
want to know what's
measure.
on that tool belt.
Yes, that's a good point.
A couple jackrabbits.
Yeah, some lineman dykes, perhaps.
Right. And we got to see that tool
He
belt.
was.
Well, that was a different cowboy than the one you just had up a minute ago.
Did they replace the cowboy?
I bet they
Is
went
this like
through phases.
Menudo?
Yeah, they went to phases.
He was more of a
Right.
cowpoke.
Yeah. See,
John
Menudo, you would age out, and in Village People, you would AIDS out.
Oh my God.
That's really too soon.
Too soon? Okay, it's a joke.
It was like Menudo. Mm-hmm. You know, when they just kept replacing members as they
That's
got
right.
too old.
That was the joke.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He looks like he has a hammer, a wallet chain.
Yeah, he does.
And A tape measure.
All right. And unclear what he
What
did.
does that do for you?
Not electricity. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, the goofballs in
David.
San Francisco are making a statement by saying they don't like the cops because everyone feels threatened by cops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and a hole in the crotch. Is that standard for electricians?
That Chapsy or
No, it just he's been working hard and the thighs are rubbing together.
I'm also
He wasn't grounded.
we had a guy
Climbing those poles.
we had the guy who was the military guy, then we
Yeah.
had the cop.
That's stolen valor, dude.
Yeah, you're not supposed to
I
do
can't
that.
even really remember the military guy, the Indian chief and all that. The one guy was just a full-blown leather
He's
homo.
a leather daddy.
Yeah, just
Well, he was
but,
a bar owner.
but what I'm saying is like most of the other things had a profession
Right.
attached to it, not his.
Dom.
Crank
Sub
There was a
Dom.
Dom, yeah.
dealer.
What's the chief's profession? He's paid by the tribe?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
You take a tithing.
He's a
Got it.
lobbyist in Sacramento.
He owns a casino.
Yes, he's a dealer.
Yeah.
They had, the leather guy kind of reminds me. Dawson, you ready? Beastmaster.
Love it.
Remember the gay guards who would just chase Proto and Toto around?
Kodo and Poto.
Yeah,
my
the
faves.
ferrets, bro.
The ferrets.
I love
Yeah.
it.
They were just gay. There wasn't anything about them. He kind of, God, that was he had
This
a
guy looks
mustache.
more nuanced
Yes.
than Beastmaster.
Sorry. Anyway, all right. Good luck, San Francisco.
I'd be shocked if you told me that he was the straight one, but I'd love it.
Chris
I'm gonna
could
blow
look
your
it
mind.
up. I think the black cop always
Yeah.
said he was straight.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he
blow
is
your
straight.
mind.
He-
They're all
he-
straight.
So
Oh my
Victor
God.
Willis is the black cop. He was married to Felicia Rashad for a
Oh,
while.
shit.
You
Now
don't
he's
get
married
straighter
to
than that.
now he's married to a woman named Karen who's a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
They don't get
Well,
straighter than Felicia Rashad or Karen,
That's
the lawyer.
right. That's exactly
Super
right.
straight.
Well, I'm glad you brought up a lawyer.
He
Because,
He must have agreed to be in the Village People with this caveat. Like they're like, he had to be like, he was probably obviously he's a good singer. He's the guy who's doing all the heavy lifting.
Right.
They're all back there in their fucking chaps and feathers doing the dance and everything, but he's up there singing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
He looks like their security.
and he probably started off and probably had a few gigs. Like I can, I'm supposed to go on tour with Peaches and Herb. You know what I mean? He probably had some stuff. Also, the fifth dimension's going to change their name to the sixth dimension,
Yeah.
and they're going to add me.
Right.
When Chuck Berry came through town, he played bass.
Yeah, like he was doing some singing,
Yeah.
probably had some offers, and then they came to him
journeyman.
with the Village People. And it's like, what happens? You and a bunch of gay guys just mince about on stage. And then he was like, well, wait a minute, I'm straight. I don't know if I like this. And then he probably had this thought, oh, more pussy for me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of girls in those shows.
We ain't going to be fighting over it
Right.
in the tour bus like all
Right.
the other bands. All that pussy will be for me. But then all dudes showed up to the concert.
And he already signed the contract.
And 12-year-old girls.
Right.
That's all. The only one who would go to a Village. Yeah. What was that guy's story?
So he was lead and background vocals. So he was hired just to sing background vocals for one of the early albums. And they loved him so much. Like, so one of the guys said, I had a dream that you were our lead singer, and we went really big. So Willis agreed to join and wrote songs like Macho Man,
Yeah.
YMCA, In the Navy,
The
and Go
big
West.
three.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
those are.
He's
Yeah.
a village person.
Yeah.
He's a village person. So, and then they in 1980 they were preparing for a movie called Can't Stop the Music.
That's right.
And then Willis left the group before the movie came out. He went solo,
Gotta draw a
and the
line
Village People
somewhere.
had never had another big hit after he left.
Oh,
man.
that got sad fast.
Go West.
Yeah.
I forgot what a great song that is.
He
Yeah,
did
there
come
were-
back in
And there
2017.
was Can't Stop the Music and Xanadu.
I don't know. Can't Stop the Music.
It was a Village People movie, and I was then Bruce Jenner in that movie, and the shortest Daisy
sounds about right.
Dukes ever made.
Was what?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think Bruce made an appearance.
Yeah.
Bruce made. If you find a picture of Bruce in that movie, you
Was
will,
this supposed to be like a Hard Day's Night type movie, or like a Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park
it was
type
more
movie?
Kiss goes to Six Flags over
Oh, wow.
I think the
Boringville.
aspiration was Hard Days. His shorts had less fabric than your old bras.
Wow.
For sure, 100%. No doubt.
Yeah, when you're making cutoffs and the cut starts higher than your nutsack,
Is that the Goot next to him?
Steve Gutenberg. That's
It
right.
is Goots.
Oh man, we need
What
a
a
scene
time.
from Can't Stop the Music.
What
We're
is
getting it.
Oh, and that's what's her name in the thing. Yeah.
That's the French restaurant Dawson performed at.
that's what he does.
That's swishy.
Who knew they could act as well?
So was
Wait, hold on. Was that black man not the cop, but just a black actor who they told to grow a goatee like the cop?
Yeah.
So we would think it was him.
What America will never
Like
I just
the
like the
place.
amount of shoulder acting he's doing.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
shoulder acting.
Yeah.
That's Ray Simpson, it looks like.
Oh.
did Bruce pick that outfit?
But I'm seeing Felicia Rashad actually was in there to playing his girlfriend too.
Oh.
Bruce Jenner looks like he's turning into the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yes,
right.
the shirt's
Mid-Hulk.
He's just
Climbing up
hulking
the
out of that
shorts.
thing.
Oh, sorry. When Willis left the group, Felicia quit the movie and was replaced as well.
There you go.
Oh,
He's
she's,
Bruce Jenner Banner.
she stood by her man.
Wow.
Good for her.
I got to see this movie.
Oh, you got to see this movie.
This looks awesome.
Oh, yeah. And listen, while we're at it, might I add to your list of movies to watch, Can't Stop the Music, Xanadu.
I've seen Xanadu.
But have you seen Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band?
The movie?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
It's,
never.
it's fucking abortion.
No.
Slow your roll. Watch your tongue. Starring Peter Frampton
Wait.
What?
And Aerosmith.
and Aerosmith.
What? I don't know what you're talking
and
about.
maybe Alice Cooper. I can't remember.
Who was in Quadrophenia? That wasn't Frampton.
The
Was
Who.
No.
It? Okay. Sorry. No, Tommy.
That's
Who was
The
in
Who.
Tommy?
Tommy was
Tina Turner?
Roger
Tina Turner was in The
Daltrey
Who?
and Tina Turner, and then the other Who's.
Okay. I thought for some reason there was an actor in the
Who's who?
Oh, they're
That was, what's his name?
Daltrey?
Yeah.
Oh, Anne Margaret. Anne Margaret was in Tommy.
Sergeant Pepper is it's a tough watch.
The movie.
George
No
Burns.
idea. What?
Yeah, he's Mr. Is he Mr. Kite?
Yeah, he's the band leader or whatever. Or yes.
A spry 80 years old
It's
in
a
the movie?
crazy. You find the trailer to that 1978.
It was like a wide release movie?
Oh, yeah.
Well past their breakup. Like this was a resurgence attempt.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yes, it was very bad, super bad,
Wow.
incredibly bad. Chris will find the trailer.
I know a lot about the Beatles. I never knew this was a movie.
This
so I
is
can't
not
wait.
really acknowledged by a lot
Okay,
of Beatles
that's-
purists.
I see.
This is also back in the day where, like, hey, Peter Frampton's got a double live album. It's on fire.
Yeah,
Put
go
him in,
for it.
Have him lead the lead in the movie. Where she was sitting on the bed with Roller Girl and they're
Yes.
both all
Yeah.
beat
Yes,
down.
the
their
best
minds.
ideas ever.
We should go to college.
That's
We
the
should be
best
a
idea.
lawyer.
They
You're the
always
best
told us to
mom.
do that.
You're the best.
You're really smart.
We'd get Sergeant Pepper's and we'll get Peter Frampton and we'll get the guy with the silver hair and the arrow through his head. I can't recall his name. And we'll get we'll Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes!
You're like sweating and that's all coke.
Is this?
It's all coke.
Is this where Elton John's dog shit cover of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds
Yes,
came
it
from?
must have been.
Oh my God, this is a real.
Yeah, the pitch for Aquaman was Coke.
Yes, that was it. Just yeah.
Yeah, this is a weird movie.
It was it. Look, and also, if you watch
still
it,
going.
you'd feel like you were high on coke.
Yeah.
This is all coke driven. Steve Martin. I don't know who Paul Nicholas is. Aerosmith. Alice Cooper. I knew Alice Cooper was in this somewhere. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Donald
Pleasance.
Bond villain.
And also Dr.
Yeah,
Loomis
cut.
from Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
That's what he was,
That's
yeah,
Donald
Donald,
Pleasance. Yeah. All right. So
That
there
was-
you go, Gina.
Awful.
Get on that.
Got to get on it.
That
though.
sucks.
So gotta see it.
Okay. If we're talking about stuff
Look, you
that
say what you want about that film, but if you're throwing a party
I put that on.
and you got the sound down
Yeah.
and you got the tunes cranked up,
Yeah.
but you've heated up the 65-inch plasma that's
Yeah.
hanging, and then put that shit
Blow
on.
people's minds.
That's a good idea.
Especially a Coke party.
Yeah.
Sure, of
Don't
course.
want
Steven
another
Tyler?
Coke party.
They'll do.
Yeah.
They will get it.
If we're talking about horrible things that happened surrounding the Beatles that never should have happened, in high school, we had some theater banquet and you're supposed to dress up in like a suit and tie or a dress. This is how I dressed up for the banquet in the theater department because that was the kind of gal I am. Ben, you have the picture.
Is one of the Beatles?
Yeah. I did. My mom had this
Please
drawer.
be Pete Best.
My mom had this drawer full of old wigs, and I found one. And then the neighbor lady, we convinced her to make my outfit.
Wow.
And then I convinced 3 of my other friends to be the rest of the Beatles.
Remember when there was a neighbor lady you could count on?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was me as Paul.
Oh,
Wow,
no.
that was cute.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to
Look at the
approach.
mop top.
Yeah, that's the wig.
That's the wig. I'd like to approach one of my neighbors and just go, "Hey, my daughter needs an
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah,
You got
4
the
of
sewing
them.
machine out?"
Yep, fired up.
He'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Didn't you borrow my weed whacker like 4 years ago?" Yeah, but let's focus on the
what I'm
outfit.
talking
Yeah.
about.
I see the sewing machine in the background.
And it
yeah.
looks like there's fabric already in it.
Yeah, I'll provide some of the fabric.
I've seen your curtains. I know you can do this.
Is there Joann's around here?
There is somebody in my neighborhood that I went to see it for Halloween a few years ago.
wow.
And I had this woman who made like the biggest bow you've ever seen
For
me.
you?
For me.
A neighbor lady.
I swear.
Oh, so it's still alive.
It's still alive and well.
That's great.
I swear to God, 2 years ago.
How did that conversation? How did you broach that?
I had a
with her?
downstairs neighbor, and I was going door to door, letting them know about other things about me. No. I was just I let the downstairs neighbor at the time. I said, "Hey, I need. Do you know? Can you do this, or do you know
Hello?
anybody can do this?" And she goes, "Literally, there's somebody down the street that can do this." And so I went over there, and I was just like, "Hi, you don't know me, but." We got introduced
Did the
this
husband
way.
answer the door like, "Oh, Jesus, another Sia bow. Marge! Jesus Christ.
I was like,
I told you once the word gets out.
You gotta start charging.
You put the saucer of milk out, you get all the stray cats. That's just it. Don't put the Sia bow out.
I was like, you're the
fucking
woman.
everyone's going to be banging our door down."
And she did it, and it was amazing.
She made you a giant Sia bow.
Huge.
Wow.
Couldn't you just
that.
go to the
Some-
Lexus dealership and ask them?
No, it wasn't. No, there wasn't like a Toyota-thon or a Lexus-a-thon, whatever happening. They keep those. Those are pretty hard to get. Harder
Happy
than you
Honda
think.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's more of a holiday bow. You
Yeah.
need the
Yeah,
more
it's good. That's a
vertical
really
Sia
good
bow.
I need, yeah, like a bow tie that she has repurposed as a hat.
I'm going to go ahead and assume this is somewhere on your Instagram.
It is absolutely on my Instagram, and it's me in the full wig and the full bow and
that's
everything.
great.
Yeah,
Well, let's talk about movies because there's a movie, Beloved. Many years people have been asking, will there be a reboot of some kind of sequel? Will we ever revisit this? Rob Reiner has always said no until now.
Stand by me.
And by us.
You guys.
Princess Bride.
You guys.
Harry Met Sally.
For 40 years.
They did it. No, they didn't. Yeah,
No,
40.
40-year anniversary, 2024, there will be another Spinal Tap.
Oh.
Michael McKean, Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, new film that's being referred to as Spinal Tap 2.
I'm selling my shares.
Reiner says the
one's
full,
just so perfect.
the full screenplay is still in development. Did offer a glimpse at the storyline they have, but they said they're basically going to pick up where the flailing band left off 40 years ago.
I'm watching.
Me too.
I love the first one so much. Now, so here's the thing about sequels or the next season or whatever. When we did the Man Show, it was me and Jimmy and Danny Two Sheets and all the writers we hired and all the people we wanted to work on and everything we did. And that was the first 4 seasons of the Man Show. Then we left. So then you can go, well, what's the 5th season going to be like? And if the answer is probably not so good because we all left. But if you said, well, take 10 years off and then come back, or 40 years off and come back and do a 5th season of the Man Show, would probably be pretty good
Right.
if we all came back.
Yeah, they're all coming back.
So if they're all coming back, I will definitely watch.
Absolutely. Me
Also,
too.
it's got going for it the fact that back in the day, it was rare. It was the exception to get a good sequel. Not better, just even good, a worthy sequel. And nowadays, it's rare to have a bad sequel.
Are you telling me that the Yellow Submarine did not involve any of the Beatles?
I'm almost positive that they're not a part of it. The movie, the cartoon movie, at all.
Really? That movie, when I was 8, kind of gave me nightmares.
The Blue
The
Meanies?
Blue Meanies.
It
Yeah,
was really weird, and it's weird. It's weird when you're 8, but you can still feel like a weird drug influence. Like, oh,
Something's wrong right here.
There was a lot of cartoons, I feel like, at that time.
Yeah.
Remember that cartoon Wizards?
No.
Oh, it was
How'd Wizards
crazy.
go?
It was about these like Lord of the Rings type because Hobbit was really in fashion, you know,
Sure.
and it was like the woodland creatures versus this wizard and the bad wizard. His guys used machine guns.
Jesus.
And it was about war, and it's this crazy thing. And Mark Hamill is one of the voices of it. It definitely looks like it's from the era that it's from, the 1970s.
So are the Beatles involved with Yellow Submarine?
I can't tell because some say live action, some say cartoon. I'm not totally sure what we're talking about.
If you look at the cartoon, this.
From
The
a
animated
cartoon.
film. Yeah, of course they
yeah.
did the album Yellow Submarine.
Right.
Yeah.
But it also says live action.
They show up at the end, Chris said. They didn't want to do it originally. Then they hear
So
something.
what they wanted to do is like they did not want to originally be in it, but then they were so impressed with the film that they were like, okay, we'll do the voices now. But then the voice actors were so good that they
You know what
No,
they
that
did?
they kept them. That's right, because
You know what they did? They went full Vin Diesel, Fast and Furious 3
Okay.
Explain.
or 4 or
Explain
2.
for Jonathan.
He was not going to be a part of
I
it.
know the Tokyo Drift.
And then they paid him a cajillion
I
dollars
was so
to like
impressed.
show up in the parking structure.
Oh, I know it
He was
well.
so impressed by the worst offering of Fast and Furious ever. Maybe there was a little payday for half a day's worth of work for Vin that he showed up like by the toll gate in the parking structure, did a cameo, and then left.
So impressed
Yeah.
with the bag of cash they gave
Oh,
us.
right.
Yeah.
All right, Gina, let's bring it home, baby girl.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
That was the news with Gina Grad.
Yeah, that was Tokyo Drift. I think he showed
The third
up.
one, yeah.
I'll believe
In
you.
the parking lot, just like, I got a lot of money to be here for 30 seconds, and now I'm fast and furious out of here.
But Vin, was it
Justin
Lin?
Lin?
Justin Lin. A lot of rumors. She sent him packing off the set of Fast 10.
I sent The Rock packing. I sent Justin Lin packing, and I sent my trainer packing.
Oh, you didn't keep in the same kind of shape, huh?
I'm looking more like Vin unleaded.
Oh, then
Yeah.
Vin Diesel is. But you're big into family, right? I think that's kind of the central theme of the series.
I don't have any friends, Adam.
Well, no, you're not married or have any kids or anything like that. But I'm saying the
only
part
have
you play is a
family.
family, right? Family.
I own only family businesses.
Hey,
Didn't you-
Vin,
go
can
ahead.
we? Just a suggestion, but I follow the series closely. You know, they have coaches for like dialects and accents and things like that.
Yeah.
Do they have a how the fuck to drink a Corona coach where you could like drink a beer like a normal person instead of like the way you're
The one ring
you're
or
talking about the family?
I like to hold the time on the end so I don't warm up the Corona.
Good point. There's a
Method to his
So
madness.
you got a built-in koozie.
You're damn right I do.
I like that there's a beer koozie and a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Jacuzzis to make you warm, beer koozie to keep it
Keep it
cold.
cold.
Am I right, people? Hey, hot dogs coming to 8-pack with the puns
And Bob Cousy.
and Bob koozie.
That's right.
Gotta
The Celtic
entertain
legend.
you.
I'll tell you, he can play today. Am I right, Brian?
That's right. His skills transcend time and space.
He'd be shooting that underhand 3 today, no
Goddamn right.
problem.
Goddamn right. Bob Cousy's not a friend to me.
Oh, he isn't.
He's more like
Family. I
Lockdown
knew it.
defender.
All right. Denver, I'll be there June 23rd. I'll be speaking at this year's conference, and it's at TOS.con, and you can check that out. Use the code Carolla, get 15% off. Also, then Comedy Works South in Denver. That'll be 24th, 25th. Sonny's got his ticket, so he's going to be working the merch table. You can all see that he's now taller than all of you now. Jonathan Kite, the
Yeah.
website, JonathanKiteComedy.com is where you go. And he's going to be in Kansas City June 2nd through the 4th, the Comedy Club of Kansas City. Go to mcroll.com for all the live stuff and check out JonathanKiteComedy.com. Until next time, Adam Kroll with Gina Grad, Bald Brian, and Jonathan Kite saying mahalo. There's Paul. There's a new porn job now, which is the friend of the friend, but that's the guy who's holding the camera and talking.
Look at this photo of me. I look like I'm jerking off a ghost.
Yes, it's
That's
true.
a good day.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, Casper, get all that ectoplasm all over me.
Oh boy.